Hello, people. So this is Fire Breather, and I'll be doing a What If Deku had the Galactic Empire as his quirk, and will he become a hero or a villain? I will. I have no idea what comes to this case, but here's what's gonna happen. So off the bat, Izuku will between when the first time he awakens quirk will be when him and his mother was at the mall shopping, and then a villain appeared out of nowhere attacking the place. And during a fight between the hero and the villain ended up accidentally hitting Inko by accident, pretty much. And Izuku's response was first in fear that his mother might be hurt or pretty much that something bad happened to her, so he ended up moving closer to her. Then, at a second, her heart kind of stops. Like he can't hear her heartbeat. He can't hear anything will come to her. No breathing, no heartbeat, nothing. She's not she's kind of dead, but she's not dead. But for Izuku, it was not that. Izuku ended up enraged. He basically just somehow his quirk awakened after that. Like it's from his anger and rage and pretty like his power basically allowed he accidentally summoned a full squadron of galactic imperial um stormtroopers, and they automatically start attacking the villain because of Izuku's rage. That Izuku's rage towards the villain automatically gives the stormtroopers the order they need to execute. And basically, for Izuku's case, his anger toward the villain is telling him to kill the villain right where he stands. And that's what they did. Literally, he basically just, through his emotions, gave the stormtroopers the order to execute the villain without giving him a chance. Basically, right after the stormtroopers able to successfully kill, I mean successfully kill the villain, the stormtroopers walk back to Izuku and help him up with his mother and himself. And they started leaving the place until the pro heroes tried to stop them, but they couldn't do anything really to stop them at all since they're afraid that the weapons might kill them and might become a problem and try to kill them. So the stormtroopers end up leaving, going towards Izuku's home, and dropping off Izuku and his mother in the house. Then somehow Izuku is crying on the couch, literally thinking that his mother is gone. His last light is gone until literally his mother just woke up, literally out of crazy nowhere, and caught Izuku off guard. And from what it seems like, she basically woke up, had no idea what happened. She had no idea that what Izuku had done or what possibly happened after she got knocked out, or what she believed she got knocked out. But right after that, she started watching the news about what happened to right after she got knocked out, and she saw the fact that white armored soldiers appeared out of nowhere around Zuku, attacked a villain head on, able to kill it, and then take Izuku and her back to the house. And she's starting to she had no idea where they came from until they realized the fact that they specifically didn't even target the civilians, just the villain in general. Then when then when they went to the doctor to see what happened, see what really happened, and they examined Izuku, and then they found out that Izuku's Izuku has a quirk called Galactic Empire, where he can able to generate anything from the Galactic Empire, like weapons, armor, soldiers, vehicles, minus ships yet, and pretty much even I'm going to do something this. He's going to be able to summon the Sith as well through the Galactic Empire, and like because of this, he also like he inherited like somewhat power of the Force. Like he can like he like with the Force wise, he's like Darth Vader strong. I think like that's close to I could say he is. Then like after being examined about his quirk, which is extremely powerful, they able to destroy a nation. But there's only kind of minimizing that. Like Inko became somewhat feared of Izuku's power because able to create himself weapons, armor, and soldiers that obey his will would be like terrifying. I mean, it'd be extremely terrifying for him, for anyone. But she would still love him. She would try to help him no matter what. So like, and it was all when he was like his power awakened when he was 4. Like before he went to the doctors, like the day before he went to the doctors, so he was like 3. He ended up awakening his quirk early before anything happened. But like, then over the years, like people start finding out about his quirk. People starting a little bit like starting to look somewhat fear him because of the fact because of the villain attack, and also the fact that he'd been working on the sidelines in the back, like secretly growing this Galactic Empire into a actual force. Like literally, like the small force he started with started growing and growing. Like first out like as a squad, then a battalion, an entire army. Like the Beast Force from the second season of not second season, third season of My Hero Academia. Like he has he has a base out there, and literally he has about 15 miles of it being his base of operations, and he's been constructing imperial imperial soldiers, imperial vehicles, some his weapons, armor, vehicles, mine star destroyers. I won't go there yet. I'll say like carriers, maybe cruisers, but not a destroyer. And like, and he's been doing that for the past 10 years. So since he was 4, like he created army, started creating army. He didn't create the base until like he was like 7. Then he started constructing the base. So he had over close to 300 stormtroopers in around where he is. Like between the base and all mostly his hometown, he has stormtroopers scattered throughout all over the place. Literally, like even have some stormtroopers like have part of the police force as an elite force, really part of the police force, where like they won't want from a fight. They will really fight anything that they see as the enemy, especially if Izuku orders it. Then there's also the fact that Izuku will literally have his personality was still the same, but his love for Hero will be like kind of like it'll go down until like he doesn't hate Hero, but he doesn't extremely love them. It'll be neutral for both hero and villain. But or it'll kind of like his hate for Hero will kind of like rise up. Like he'll start hating villains a lot more till he really he might do like villain. It depends on what villain does. I mean, from what happened with his mother, he kind of like want nothing to happen to her again. Like nothing to happen to anyone who came to a villain attack like that. Like near to a close death experience with a villain, like all the time. But so what ended up happening that and he was growing stronger all the way till the sports. I mean the the UA entrance exam, where yeah, so right after Izuku end up like when Izuku got to the exam, like he has a fatal. Hang on, wait a minute. He has a he has maybe a company, a stormtrooper company with him, literally, and like it'll be like half of them will be medic, half of them will be regular soldiers mainly, and in this case, all the time, like all the soldiers that take down a partner robot will be basically adding the stormtroopers points to Izuku. So like if he has, let's say if we broke it out like to if he had scattered different positions, like having one group going to one side of the city, another group going to another side, etc., and like let's say they each of them took out like 50 partner robots except for the zero point, he will have like over hundreds, maybe thousands of points using it, and then like using the medics to help any people who pretty much who's really kind of like who can't able to fight anymore, or they have courts that can't able to really fight at all. And then like when it comes to a zero pointer, he will literally tell you not to engage, but like he will try not to engage it until like when it came to when Uraga got pinned by part of the debris, and he had no choice. But now he at this point he does have a few vehicles at his disposal, and Izuku ended up deploying an Imperial TIE squadron to take out the zero pointer, while him and his troops get Uraraka and some of the cannons out of the way. Then right after that, like he ended up just leaving until he get a message from UA saying that he got in or not. Then there's what's the next one? Then during the time for the past 2 weeks after his exam, he's been still expanding the territory of the empire, or his empire in this case, where he has secret imperial cells throughout Japan, like secret underground criminal organizations, like imperial organizations pretending to be villain organizations to help locate villain or other villain organizations and take them down from either from the inside out or from other assets. And he also has some other military bases. Now, he had made contact with a couple of other, like, let's say, Izuku had made contact with the Villain Liberation Army. Like some of his troops were able to get inside of the organization itself and able to infiltrate, have some troops spy on the army. And also has some of his troops able to infiltrate um infiltrate you overhaul in the Seals of Saikai organization. Like he infiltrated both those two organizations, and also pretty much rally he also then like he's also secretly hunting down any kind of threat that will see like a major problems. Like he usually keeps them on stun or trying to kill, but like he also have some elite stormtroopers like the Death Troopers, or the I will create my own custom troopers, the hunter cruise troopers, where they would hunt down certain villains giving the order. And then he also has, like I said, about the bases around most of Japan and some other places. Like he has some stormtroopers hitting like on Island with David's shield. Then he also has some stormtrooper protecting Naba's Island. Like I would say a battalion protecting Island and 2 battalions protecting Noah's Island. Then there's also the Sith he was able to create. Now the Sith he was able to create are somewhat similar to like actually clone Jedi turns like clone Jedi is able to turn to Sith. And like basically a Sith version of any Jedi or any former Sith that ever existed. And basically Izuku basically used them to as an elite, like kind of like his generals or his commanders of each different of the branch. Like I would say Darth Vader is like the leader of like let's do this. Like let's if I turn Namus Island into a branch of his army, it'll be under the command of let's say Ahsoka Tano or Rey or something like that. Then it's also let's go skip to when Izuku does end up getting entry into UA and pretty much like he meets everyone, he meets Concha again, and pretty much they're in this case they're completely friends. Like they know each like they've been mostly been like kind of like friendly rivalry where like Izuku doesn't want to be like the number one hero, but he just want to be a hero kind of like his own hero, like his a military hero in the eyes of people. But at the same time, like he's also secretly trying to do some more better than any other that ever happened. So when he got into UA, he meets everyone. He aces basically every aspect of the quirk assessment and the testing and the battle testing with all my others with pretty well. Then we're gonna go straight to skip multi everything, go straight to the USJ because that'd be like a major turning point for most of the others. Because now for his case, he just when he infiltrated most villain organizations, they able to cripple them to where he can take them down with ease. He also able to have some of his troops infiltrate the League of Villains. So he knows that the League of Villains already planning to infiltrate UA during the USJ attack. He already informed Nezu about it. Every pro hero, he wanted to make sure they want to have him. So he basically has troopers ready, like had them mobilized literally on standby, ready to move in. So when the moment the League of Villains jump into, like warp into the USJ, the Empire, Izuku's forces are already on the move. They went right into the USJ. So when Shiraki first stepped foot onto the USJ, his forces are literally right behind the door and they literally bust in, ready to fight. And Izuku told Zawa to stay out of this because his forces can handle this as well. And literally the villains are literally outnumbered and literally outdone because let's say Izuku probably if the League of Villains brought about if the League of Villains brought 150 villains with them, and out of all that, 4 of them are pretty much 3 of them are Shiraki, Nanamu, and Kurogiri. At least 50 out of the others will be his own stormtroopers, and they'll be ready to kill on sight, kill the villain on sight. So So the moment they literally, so when the villains start getting scattered, and the stormtroopers student getting scattered as well, the undercover stormtrooper will literally blast the villains to oblivion as well, getting back with the original plan to take down the villains before they even know what hit them. So when then like every villain from about close to about 10 seconds after being teleported, the villains are mostly out of commission. All of the 150 out of 147 true villains they brought with them, about 50 of them will be the stormtroopers, and the rest will be knocked out or completely killed by the Imperial stormtroopers that were sent, or they're already in their ranks, infiltrated there to take them out. So then, and then like when Izuku and some of his soldiers are trying to attack Shigaraki, Nanamu, and Kurogiri, like they would try to scatter them, mostly try to keep them apart. Like they'll mainly try to keep Shigaraki and Nanamu away from them, and they'll try to do like anything to take down Nanamu. So Izuku basically taking, like Izuku will try to also have some Sith troopers, like Sith warrior with him as well. So like they would have taken, like they would be with the Sith would be with them will be Ahsoka and Anakin, or Darth Vader in this case. They will both be there with the invasion of the Empire with them. So they will battle them to hell, and like the number ones that had chance against two strong Sith, and then Izuku and his army with them. So like it'll take down the Namu almost close to immediately. I would say probably like maybe 10 minutes of battling, and they take on the Namu in 10 minutes. Then when they start turning Shigaraki, it forced him and Kurogiri to retreat, but the location of the villains were all been told by the police and the pro heroes. So when they immediately try to get back to base, they are immediately met with more stormtroopers and pro heroes than ever expected. Like about three minutes, All Might, Endeavor, and Night Eye would be the first one there, and later they would take them out immediately. And I know, anyway, so they've been completely dealt with. Like they can't defend themselves or fight, so they basically out of commission automatically right after they teleport out. So at the League of Villains, with like the League of Villains got formed and disbanded literally that same day. Like they were known for almost a few minutes before they got disbanded because they all got captured. And of course, they needed information when it comes to the Namu and Shigaraki and the others. Like, so apparently they needed some way to interrogate Shigaraki and Kurogiri. Now we know heroes in this case can't really torture a person to interrogation. Now I would say probably close to it, but when it comes to Imperial Stormtroopers, they would definitely do anything to get information, including interrogation. So I think what will happen is that Izuku will ask them to have him and his troops deal with interrogating Shigaraki and the others. So literally, like, like they will try to take them to their bases and end up interrogating them to hell. And they had devices strong enough to be able to make sure the Quirk never work, and they never work again. Like they created somewhat similar to Overhaul's Quirk Destroyer, but not entirely. It's like it will be deactivated for like I would say close to 3 days without working again. So that's how strong he is. So when they're interrogating them, they end up trying to interrogate to hell, like begging them to, they'll call him obedient to them. And they told him everything. So about about All for One, about the Namu Factory, about the doctor who pretty much who created them for them. So when the heroes figure this out, we're also trying to figure out how they get information from the villains they captured. They were also pretty much planning a meeting to figure out how to deal with the information they were given, from dealing with the doctor and dealing with All for One. So okay, so I'm just gonna end here. This is gonna be just a part one of what if Zuko had the power of the Galactic Empire. Okay. Okay, I'll see you later.